Hey guys, can we talk? Y'all come in. Y'all come in. Let's talk real quick. Let's be real. I know some of you guys know I've been on this that girl journey, self-love journey, finding herself, redefining herself journey, and telling you guys, it's been tough. It's been a lot. I can't even lie. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. I had to give me a little glass of wine to just have this conversation with you guys because I'm going to go deep and I'm going to be very transparent and be very vulnerable in what I'm about to, tell you guys. Because, this is real. This is real. This is raw. This is uncut. This is me just pouring everything out. So, cheers. Cheers to being very vulnerable and being very real in this healing journey in this time that we have on this earth. So, let's just get into it. So these past couple of weeks, I've realized a lot about myself. I've had very tough conversations with my parents. I had some conversations with my sisters. I had a lot of conversations with just me and God, and have a lot of conversations with myself. And I've came to the realization that I have a lot of issues. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. The main one that I've just recently find out is that I have daddy issues. I have daddy issues, and not to say that my dad wasn't in my life, because my dad, he was in my life, and he's in my life currently. I know who my father is. It's not, oh, I don't know who my dad is. I know who my father is. The reason why I'm saying I have daddy issues is because the men that I choose to interact with and the men that I choose to date reflects what I've lacked in um, having my dad in my life in that aspect. So, and this is nothing to bash my father because I love my father. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with my father. It's um, my dad wasn't in my life because of decisions my mother made, and the typical single mother reasonings, whatever that may be. Um, my dad wasn't in my life to whereas he would have instilled in me what a man should look like or what a man should be like when it comes to treating a woman, um, and knowing me knowing what to look for in a man when I do decide to date and when I do decide to be involved with a man. So so yeah, that's it. No, I'm playing. That's not it, but that's what I wanted to talk about. And I'm gonna just to be very real and very truthful with you guys. I haven't had a real relationship. The only real relationship I had was with my kid's father, and I've been with him for about 8 7 8 years. I've been with him for 7 years before we officially called it a quits. We did break up one time and then we got back together, and then the last time it was just over with. But reflecting on that relationship with my children's father, it just shows that I didn't have a very strong foundation on what a man should be and what a man um how a man should treat me in vulnerable times, during childbirth, vulnerable times while being pregnant, even in a dating boyfriend girlfriend stage. I didn't get that life lesson from my dad. I didn't get that life lesson from my dad. So whereas that relationship had its good times, it also had bad times where I didn't know how to handle it in a way where I stay and fight through or and pray and figure it out. We just stick to it. I rather run away, call it quits, and just say forget it. I'm not gonna do this. And there's a lot of things that I've dealt with in that relationship. Whereas I guess someone who's a daddy's girl, where their father does everything for them, or their father showed them a man should always open your door, talk to you respectfully, take out the trash, make sure you have gas in your car, make sure your nails is done. Just because these are things that a man, not even like I'm talking about materialistic things, but just those simple things, those simple tasks would be like oh, this is a common thing, this is nothing. Whereas where a man would do something, really big for you, as I don't know, like helping you in your business or funding your business or supporting you emotionally, supporting you spiritually in a way. And I never got that from my dad. I never was taught that from my dad, and I never seen that growing up with any man that um, came into my life, or female family members. I haven't seen their significant others do those things. So um, I also want to touch base with my mom, because I can't put the whole blame on my dad. My mom being a single mom, and both my parents being single parents, and then now that I have kids and knowing that it was their first time being parents, I can't really fault them for the decisions that they made. They made the decisions that they felt fit for them to do at that time. And I'm now realizing, I'm doing the same thing. And one day I want my kids to understand that at at those times, this is all I knew, and I'm just learning, as I grow and being a mom and learning who I am. But to go back to my mom and knowing who my mom is, she's like my best friend. So and we fight, we argue, whatever, but that's my girl. But my mom, you know, she didn't put her significant others or her dating life in front of her daughters. She didn't. She didn't show us who she was dating. She didn't tell us what was going on in her dating life. She didn't be that truthful in her, in her walk of finding herself and dating around. Like, that wasn't shown. So I never knew who I never got to see what type of men that she was interested in. I never got to see how those men treated her, so I can have an example of what a man should be. So when it came to me getting into my first real relationship, just coming out of high school, going into college, and with college, you're just finding yourself. So meeting my kid's father, I was all about him. Whatever he said was golden. Whatever he did was right. Whatever he wanted to do, I was doing it. I just inserted myself into his world and into his life, and all I knew was him. Like, all I wanted to be, all I wanted to do was be around him, hang with him, chill with him, do everything with him, because I now realizing right now, I was compensating for the father figure or the male figure that I didn't have um, growing up as a child. Now I want my father. He wasn't a very um, as a child and growing into like a teenager. He didn't sit us down and say, "Listen, this is what a man should do for you guys. This is how a man should be. You are my daughters, and I want you guys to, choose the right men in your life." Like I didn't hear that. And if you're like 16, 12, whatever, you're like, "Dad, please." I didn't get that. It was a, it was a time. It was a different time back then, where my dad was he wanted to make his daughters happy. So whether it's getting us candy, getting us chips, we going on trips, we're going to the beach, we're going to hotels, going to the pool. It was more fun than more like life lessons that he could have instilled in us in those younger age, growing into an adult. And I lived with my dad for a year during my high school, and it was my senior year in high school. And a different time, because I've lived with my mom all my life, and just having 1 year to live with my dad, it was very different, where he wasn't as strict as my mom. He was very what do you want? Whatever you want, I get it, and type of thing. So fast forward to meeting my kid's father, I was just very all about him. Whatever he said, I just did. And looking back at it now, I wish I saw the signs. I wish I knew who I was back then. I wish I knew what a man should be, because I've had m- I've been verbally abused, and I'm gonna be completely honest. And I know my mom was like, "Don't," but I've in that relationship is a lot of verbal abuse back, and I'm back and forth. I'm not gonna just say just on his end, but back and forth. And I've got called out my name more than once. And you see in the movies and in the TV shows, a man calls a girl out her name, the girl's going in. Like, what? No, 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 no. I wasn't that. That wasn't me. I wasn't. I'm very passive. I'm very submissive to a fault. I'm not very confrontational. I don't like to argue. I don't like to do the back and forth. I'm very quiet when it comes to a man over me, yelling at me, telling me something that I don't want to hear. I get quiet. I get quiet. And speaking to my mom about this, or she brought it up recently, like, I don't even know why you just sit there and let them talk to you like that. She like, if it's me, I'll do this. And I'm like, well, I wasn't taught that. Nobody. I said, Ma, you didn't teach me those things. I didn't see those things from you. I said, my dad didn't teach me those things. So how would I know how to react in those type of situations? Um, so that's just another example of how my dad and my mom didn't like instill things in me when it came to men and relationships. So, um, yeah. So back to my mom, like, she didn't show who she dated till I got older and I had kids already, and I'm dating myself, and she's coming to me, and I'm coming to her asking her questions, and she's like giving me her advice and saying, well, when I was your age, I did this, or I dated a guy that was this. And I'm just not confused, but I'm like, oh, well, I wish I'd known this earlier, because I wouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. But because my mother is telling me these things now that I'm 2 kids in, a 7-year relationship in, and dating now, is just like, well, that's why I do those things. Yeah, come to find out that me and my mom have similar tastes in men, and I wish, not I wish, but if I had known sooner, the type of men that she dated, or the type of men that attracted her, or her dating experience while in my younger age and dating, it would have been very different. It's been a journey, guys. It's been a journey, just finding who I am. But also I'm not going to I don't want to put the blame on my parents. And this is not to bash my parents, but it would have been very helpful to have parents tell me, give me examples of what a man should be like when it comes to dating, or what to look for in a man, when it comes to dating. And also how a woman should treat a man when it comes to dating, because I didn't know. I don't, I'm still learning it right now. So in my dating life, I didn't learn from my parents. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't learn how to date and how to interact with a man because of my parents. I've learned through social media, movies, TV shows, um, other people, or I just learned from mistakes that I made in my prior relationships, or things that I've seen other couples do. That's how I learned how to date. That's how I learned how to pick, guys. And that's how I learned how to be in a relationship. And I'm not gonna say it hasn't helped in a way. What I will say is it didn't make my dating life exciting, or it didn't make my dating life um rewarding in a way, because now I'm at a point where, because I don't know who I am, and I'm being honest with you guys. Like I said prior, in the beginning of the video, I'm gonna be very transparent and very real with you guys. I don't know who Deyannarashaan is, and that is why I'm on the journey of being that girl, because I need to know who I am, what I want, what my boundaries are, what my non-negotiables are. Because if I'm dating with intent, if I'm dating intentionally, I'm dating to be married, because that's my goal. That's the goal, is to be married to someone and to have a bond with someone and to build a stronger relationship with someone. And if I don't know who I am, I'll just be dating just to be dating. I'll just be dating anybody. Everybody, anybody that's right, anybody that's wrong, anybody that's cute, anybody that's ugly, short, tall, fat, skinny. I'll just be dating anybody just to date because I don't know who I am. And that's why I said I can't put the whole blame on my parents when it comes to me dating and me, interacting with men, because um I don't know who I am yet. I'm still trying to figure out who that is. Still trying to figure out who I am. Still trying to understand what I like, what I don't like, what I will tolerate and what I don't, when I will not tolerate. It took me a long time to find my voice, and even now I'm still trying to find my voice and be that assertive woman to stand on business, to stand on my ground when it comes to certain things. But I still have trouble with that because I get back into this little girl mindset, this little girl mentality that I don't know what I'm doing. I need mommy, I need daddy to tell me what to do. I need them to show me the example of what I should do. And it's harder now because I have kids. I have a little boy now that needs to be shown like how you should treat a lady. And then I have a little girl that needs to be shown of, how you should treat a man. And I don't know. So it's hard because even though they're young, they don't have they don't have a clue. They don't have like, this not shown to them how, a man is treating their mom. Like, how is a man treating their mom? Is they treating their mom respectfully? They treating her with love and care and talking to her with respect, giving her flowers, telling her that she's beautiful. Like, no man is doing that to me right now. No man is doing that for me, even to show that to my kids. Even though he may not be the example for my kids, or a good example for my kids, but he should be someone that is treating their mother right, to so they can know, like, okay, he's saying my mom is beautiful. He's coming to her, respectfully, giving her flowers, doing those things. Like, it's not being shown. And I don't know how to, like, change that or what to do about that. Yeah, so it's not being shown to them. And I know that they're at a young age where, they're oblivious to what's going on. So it's like, when I do bring men around my life, they need to know I do have kids and I'm always around my kids. So they need to be an example for them, even though they they don't really have to be because it's not the kids, but they need to be a good person. So, and it's so hard. It's so hard being on this journey because it's a lot of tough things I have to, come to the realization about. It's a lot of tough things that I have to be truthful about and to acknowledge about, because I was talking to a friend of mine and I was telling him that I have daddy issues, and he's like, "You don't have daddy issues," and I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I do." I said, he's like, "You know who your dad is. You live with your dad." Now I'm like, "Yeah, I live with him now." I'm like, I'm 2 kids in. I had a whole relationship for 7 years, and now I'm starting all over, and I don't know who to date. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what I'm doing, because it's different when you're trying to date someone and you don't have kids. Now, and it's just, all you have to worry about is yourself. Worry about yourself and worry about, I guess, the other person who you're involved with. For me, it's now I have to worry about myself. I have to worry about my kids, and I have to worry about the person I'm dating, because whatever you bring into my life is gonna have a effect on my kids. However you treat me, however I interact with you, my kids are gonna see that if I bring you around them. So my dating life is totally different than it was 7, 8 years ago. Um, it's not like, oh, I could just up and leave and just do whatever. I have to be considerate of my kids. I have to be considerate of other people in my life now. And that is very difficult. That's very difficult because I've never done this. I haven't been taught this. My parents are not teaching me things right now because now they're like, oh, you're grown. I'm grown. I got to. I've done grown things, and y'all know what that is. Okay, I've done grown things. I got 2 kids, and I'm doing things. I'm an adult now. I'm doing things now in this world, and my parents are giving me like these looks like, what are you doing? Or they coming to me like, you think that's something you should be doing? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, no, that's not, you're an adult. That's not what you do. You got kids. That's not what you do. Well, tell me, teach me, because you guys haven't. You haven't taught me. You haven't told me what to do. So I'm at this big age. I'm at this big age where it's like I'm grown. I could do whatever I want to do. I could do this. And it's like, no, this is how it works. This is what adulthood is. This is what you should be doing. This is how you date. This is how you talk to men. This is how you. Well, I didn't get those life lessons until after I got my kids, after I moved away, after I stopped being in a toxic relationship with my kid's father. Now I'm getting life lessons. Well, oh, you should have did this, or the next man that comes to your life and he does X, Y, and Z, next time not to. Whereas I didn't want a next time. I want this is what you should be doing. This is how a man should treat you. Look for these things. Know that this is this. Red flag this, green flag that. I wanted to know those things prior to having kids, prior to getting into a relationship with my kid's father. So yeah. Now I'm not really dating. I'm not dating, and I'm gonna be truthful. I am talking to someone. It's a situationship, and I hate it. I hate situationships, but it's more of a companionship thing, and that's a whole nother topic. Probably, if you guys want to hear about that, that could be another video. I'm not even gonna go into that, but that's not the reason of this video. It's not about situationships. We could go deeper into that conversation, but this is why I came on here today, is to tell you guys, to talk to you guys, and be real with you guys about my personal growth, my personal issues that I'm dealing with as an adult, as a mom, as someone who's dating or trying to date with intent. And it's hard, y'all. This self-love journey, this that girl journey is hard because these hard conversations just made me realize I don't know what I'm doing. But that's life. Like that's what life is about. Like you learn as you go. And who's to say at a certain age you're supposed to have things, at a certain age you're supposed to do things. So at my age right now, and maybe this is God, maybe this is God's his timeline. Like, I wanted you to have these type of situations, these type of lessons, to encourage someone to have these tough conversations with myself, with my parents, and whoever is watching, that you're not alone in this. Like, people are going through situations like this where they are late bloomers in the game when it comes to relationships, when it comes to finding yourself, when it comes to learning who you are and being that girl or being that guy. So I just want to encourage you guys to know that Deyannarashaan, your girl, is going through the same thing that you're going through. Okay? You're not alone. Whether you're a single mom, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, with kids, no kids, it's all the same journey of being that girl. It's all the same journey of finding yourself, redefining yourself, self-love, knowing your worth. It is not an easy journey, y'all. It is a long journey, and it's going to be a journey for the rest of your life. And this is the hard part. This is the hard part where you have to sit with yourself and know your truth, know your worth, sit in your truth and be like, yeah, I have issues. I have daddy issues. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to date. I don't know what I want. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I want in a man. I don't know what I want in a woman. I don't know. And this is the time to like figure that out. You have to sit with yourself and make a list of the things that you want, your non-negotiables, all of that. I feel like these past weeks it's been hard, but it may not be the hard part. Right now, this may be like the easy part. I feel like the hard part may be putting in the work and setting those boundaries and standing firm on those things that you put in the list. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I have not done it. I have not made the list. I have not wrote my non-negotiables because I fear that once I do that, I will have to start instilling those things into a person I'm talking to currently and to whoever I talk to next. So I love you guys that are watching. I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Please hit the notification bell every time I post something. You will get notified. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this video. Share my channel. You can follow me on all my socials. It's really just two that I really be on. TikTok is Deyanna.Rashaan and Instagram is the same, Deyanna.Rashaan. Follow me on those two social medias and you will get a lot of behind the scene things that I'll be coming up with and some fun TikTok stuff that I'll be posting, more family and more family fun, family behind the scenes as well, day-to-day life and everything. So it is your girl Deyannarashaan, your lifestyle beauty and faith content creator, and I thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great night and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.